You know, I'm glad those diamonds didn't turn out to be real. Otherwise, I might have been suspicious.
Suspicious?
Yes. You see, I'm down here on a special job at the moment. There's been a lot of diamond smuggling on this part of the coast. And we've had special orders from headquarters to round up the gang working this racket.
Sounds thrilling. Can I help?
Oh, afraid not. This is a man's job.
Women can be as good as men any day.
Oh, I'm not going to have that.
Well, I'll prove it.
Anyway, I've got to get some results and quickly. Otherwise, I'm in the soup.
By Jove! Hello and welcome to Comic Book Movie Oblivion, the podcast about feature films based on comic books and comic strips that people have stopped talking about.
Oh my God.
We are your hosts, Jordan and Kumar. That's me. What? And this week, we are talking about the feature presentation, The Adventures of Jane.
Wow, I didn't know you had it in you.
From
Kumar.
1949.
Amazing.
Good God, what a week this was. And we got another one next week. Believe it or not. Yes.
I'm stupefied. I didn't know you were capable of that accent.
Well, I was driven to it after watching this movie today. Because it wasn't just one character, it was every single one of them. It was so full on, and it was only 55 minutes. And it was like, are they going to stop talking like this?
Felt longer.
Is this movie? Yes, it felt very long. I was at the 30-minute point, like, going, is this? When is this over? What's happening? Also, throughout, I was like, wait, who's this guy? What is this guy doing?
Yep.
How's this guy connected to that guy?
Yep.
This often happens with these one-hour crime movies. We had this problem with, like, Tailspin Tommy and some others.
Yep, I couldn't tell the characters from one another.
Yes, I had that problem with this one, too.
Yeah, the film...
Where the guy, she goes to meet that guy at the train station, the guy walks up to her, and I'm like... Oh, that's her beau, Tom?
No.
Her old friend? No, that was another...
It was another guy. It doesn't help that the film quality's not great.
Yeah.
And they all sound identical.
Yes, they all sound identical. It sounds bad.
They've all got the accent that you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boy,
and the sound quality's not good either, of course,
let's talk about... Jane's Journal, The Diary of a Bright Young Thing.
As it was initially published, I think by the late 30s it was just called Jane.
Yes, there's a title change in my notes. I'm not sure how accurate any of this stuff is. The title was changed in April of 1938 to just Jane.
That tracks.
And it appeared in the Daily Mirror. It was by a cartoonist named Norman Pett.
Yes.
Pett eventually left the comic. The writing was taken over, again, I'm not sure about these sources, by a man named Don Freeman in 1938.
Well, he hired Freeman.
Yes.
When he decided to transition the strip from its initial format, which was a kind of gag-a-day strip.
Yes.
Which we'll get into.
Yes.
Round about when the Second World War started, he decided to make it into an adventure comic.
Right.
And with that in mind, he hired Don Freeman, who was an artist and writer.
Okay.
Yes, that was 1938.
And then we had a guy named Hubbard came on to art.
He was Pett's assistant.
Right, and then he took over by 48.
That's right, because Pett left to start a rival strip.
Okay.
At a different newspaper.
Okay.
Starring a character called Susie, who was identical. So this is like the Dana situation all over again.
Okay, right.
Just a new character called Susie, who's basically the same. Even had a poodle instead of a dachshund.
Okay.
But that character was not a success.
Okay.
And under Hubbard, Jane kept running until October 1959.
That's right. So we had almost 30 years of this.
Yeah, but I mean, the heyday of Jane is the Second World War.
Yes, and we'll talk about the warships next week, because the second movie, the 1987 movie, is set, it's like Nazis and stuff.
Right.
So
yes, she was often tangling with Nazis.
That's right.
She became a kind of spy.
Yes.
So in the start, she's, as you mentioned, she's a bright young thing at the start. So which is a term for the kind of socialites of the 20s.
Yep.
Like flappers and...
she's a glamorous flapper.
Yep.
She's always got a different outfit, or she's window shopping.
Yes.
A lot of that. Lots of...
Shopping, going on to picnics, playing golf.
Yeah.
Living a life of leisure and parties.
Yeah.
And a fairly kind of glamorous lifestyle.
Yes.
And she's... In these early strips, she's...
It's just jokes about the dog.
Pretty much.
For the most part. And it's an interesting style that he uses. It's like there's no panel
Well, it's four panels, but they don't have any
There's
borders.
no divisions. There's no borders. And the dialogue is... Actually, it's all narration, past tense narration.
It's the journal. It's
Right, it's her journal.
It's the
That's
apprentice
right.
journal. So she says, today I went
Yeah.
to, I decided to go to the shops. Then that's the first panel. Then the second panel will be, I saw this.
Yeah.
This dress, and I had to have it.
Yeah.
Third panel. Unfortunately, my friend also wanted the dress. So I snuck back later and bought it. Final panel. Little did I know that we'd both snuck back and bought exact copies of the same dress. That's the gag.
That's the gag.
Oh, and it was because it was an exclusive one-of-a-kind dress, and then they both ended up with the same dress.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that exclusive after all.
By the way, this is only running in the Daily Mirror
Yes.
and nowhere else.
Yes.
Oh, actually, it got licensed out. Like I learned today that like the Canadian Army newspaper during World War II, the Maple Leaf, ran this in it.
Yes. I'm not surprised to hear that. They did try to sell it in America too. It ran for about a year or two.
We haven't said quite why. We're saying this, and then we're about to say it stopped.
We're tiptoeing around.
We haven't said why.
Because
this is a comic strip in the most literal sense of the term.
This is the original damsel in distress loses all her clothes strip.
Yes, this is like your proto page 3 of the Sun, almost.
Yes, and yeah.
In fact, you get her first nude scene by 1943. So we switched from this gag-a-day to a continuity strip with panel borders at some point before the war. I think even mid-30s it had switched to a continuity strip. But Jane is constantly getting her skirt caught on something and her skirt gets ripped off.
Yeah.
It's all about the legs, or she'll fall down, you'll get an upskirt shot.
Yeah. She'll always be changing or bathing.
Yes. She's changing all the time. Somebody knocks on the door and comes in. She's like, wait a second.
Yeah.
And she'll blush. She's like, don't come in yet.
Yep.
And then she'll put on a robe and then let the person come in. But we see her getting dressed all the time.
She's innocent.
Yes.
So she's not a vamp.
No.
So she's fairly chaste.
Yep.
But she's always losing her clothes. She's
always
confident.
losing her clothes.
She's a bit like Barbarella in the...
Yes. Or she's falling down and you can see up her skirt.
Yeah.
Or
she'll parachute out of a plane, land in a tree, and you can see up her skirt.
Exactly.
But she'll usually be wearing bloomers or frilly knickers.
Yeah.
That were fashionable at the period. But yes, there's a lot of getting changed for bed.
Yes.
So, I'm going to take a nap.
Yeah.
And in we go.
Yes.
And we'll see her changing.
Yes. Now, according to Wikipedia, which has no source on this, Norman Pett had made a bet that he could make a strip that was popular with adults.
I couldn't find a source for that either. I saw that repeated I found some articles about Pett.
Yeah.
Published in like comic book encyclopedia or Don Markstein's website.
Okay, yeah.
Has an article on it. He's pretty reliable.
Yeah.
I couldn't find a decent source for that. It might be true. But what is true that he wrote it for the Mirror.
Yeah.
To be like a popular strip for adults.
Yes. And then eventually it started getting pretty sexed up. Now, as you said, she's innocent, but she's very... she's flirtatious.
Yeah.
Mildly flirtatious with men who automatically think she's beautiful because she is.
Yes.
Or these men are awesome... often very handsome. She'll go to France or Spain and meet these super handsome dudes, and whoever she's traveling with, that handsome dude she's traveling with will become jealous.
Georgie Porgy is his name.
Yeah. Sometimes a cop, sometimes a PI.
Oh, yeah. Everybody wants to get in her pants.
Yeah.
And she's, as you say, flirty, but she doesn't indulge.
Yeah, exactly.
She's always
trying to keep it professional, unless there's something where they're hiding from somebody and she has to kiss this dude to hide her identity.
Stuff like that.
Yeah. By 1943, we have her first actual nude scene. I think...
I've got 44.
Okay, it's during the war years anyway. Yeah. It's kind of like, it's for the boys.
So the story of Jane... the story of Jane is... exploded during the Second World War,
right?
When you have everyone going into the army in the UK. Now you got a lot of men in the army, away from their wives and girlfriends or what have you. And Jane is... They all love Jane.
Yeah.
She's just the big thing. They're painting her on planes and boats.
Yeah.
They're riding into the Mirror. You said we'll talk about this more next week, which we will. But... yeah, it has to be mentioned because her history is inextricable from the history of the Second World War.
Yes.
She was the UK version of like a pin-up girl from...
yeah.
And she wasn't even real.
Yeah. That's right.
Norman Pett, he would draw from life. I believe it's mentioned on more than one place that his first model was his wife.
Yes.
Mary.
Yeah.
Mary Pett, I assume. But after a little while, he started hiring models.
Right.
And the one who modelled the longest and the most famous was a woman called Chrystabel Leighton-Porter.
Yeah.
Whose career becomes inextricably tied to that of Jane.
Yes.
During the Second World War, she was able to parlay her fame as the model for Jane into a successful music hall career. So
Right,
during the war and after, she would go around and do a show, and it was called Jane in the Mirror.
Right.
Or Jane
of the Mirror?
from the Mirror.
Yeah.
Something like that. And it was kind of like a burlesque, and she would sing and do like a little stage show.
Yeah.
And, I think she did that for years after the war, and she eventually retired. But even so, she would come out. Whenever anyone was having like a anniversary or like a serviceman's reunion.
Yeah.
Like she'd come out and meet them.
Right.
And it's like, it's Jane.
Yes. Yes.
And she's very beautiful.
Yes.
She was the youngest of 11 children.
Right. Okay.
And Pett discovered her when he revisited his old art school in Birmingham, where she was posing for a life drawing class.
Got it.
Which
Okay.
means she was naked.
Right.
And Pett went, BAM!
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually,
Eventually she left as model. He took up some woman named Betty Burton, I think. But yeah, Leighton-Porter, as you said, she turned this into this whole career where she was doing this burlesque or striptease, depending on the local regulations where she was performing it, apparently.
Yeah, she wasn't allowed to get naked.
Yeah.
But apparently it could get pretty titillating.
Right.
Yeah. She would get, people would write her, she was very popular. People would write her letters.
Yeah.
Proposing marriage.
Right.
She got like 60 marriage proposals in 1 week.
Right.
One time. She'd actually married a pilot, I believe, or someone working in the Air Force called Arthur. But it was kept a secret.
Okay.
Because a big part of Jane's appeal is
she's
that
available.
yeah.
Yeah, got it. I understand. Yeah.
It's that she's single and she's always getting in clothing-related accidents.
Right.
Like every strip, she's naked. This is the reason you read this strip. If that's not clear,
even when
the
she's
adventure
dressed, I found there were some strips where she's in her nightgown.
Yeah.
You'll see the nipples.
Yes.
Even though she's
pretty
supposedly
risque
covered.
stuff for the 1930s and 40s.
And that's why it can survive, apparently, in the U.S. past more than a year or two.
Yeah,
according to Wikipedia.
Yes, that's right. Well, I read, I dug up a Time magazine article that came out after it'd been digitized. It came out after the strip had stopped being published in the US, and apparently a UK newspaper syndicate representative or whatever had basically said to the US people, I guess she's just a little too risque for your audiences.
Right.
I think that's pretty true.
Right.
British Yanks couldn't handle a pair of nipples.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't know where they would have published it in the States. It's interesting because we were just talking about Will Eisner kind of pushing the boundary a little bit in the Sunday mornings with these slinky dresses that his villainesses were wearing.
The stories are not, this isn't Modesty Blaze. No. The stories, which is also a kind of sexy girl comic.
Yeah.
Although Modesty kept her clothes on.
Yeah.
The stories aren't like Modesty Blaze. The stories are pretty average.
Oh, they're weak sauce.
You're not reading this comic, if this is not clear, you're not reading this comic for the story.
Yeah.
You're not reading this comic for the characters. You are literally reading this strip.
Waiting for Jane's dress to blow up.
That's it. She's
going to stand over a subway grate like Marilyn Monroe, and it's going to blow up over her head.
Yeah.
You're waiting for this to happen. It might take a few weeks.
Or
He's really good at stringing you along.
She's going skiing.
Yes.
But before she puts on her warm clothes, she's got to change out of her regular clothes.
Not only that, she's skiing, and she's like, I'm hot out here. And she strips down to her bikini to ski in her underwear, basically.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
I read that strip.
Yeah. Yes. So it's really interesting how weak the stories are in that respect, because nobody is there for... By the way, these strips are incredibly well drawn. And I was like...
Well, that's the other thing. Yeah.
I read 2 full adventures, one in Spain and one where she goes to this seaside resort to catch this guy that's blackmailing women. They were both super boring. It was a glacial pace. waiting for something interesting to happen. It was barely interesting.
The thing is, there's not much time for anything interesting to happen because at least one panel, and usually more than one, has to be about how this week she's getting her clothes taken off. It's
not quite off. This is the thing, is I don't think her clothes come off every time. I think it's like every 5th or 6th strip. So people are coming back every day. This is how he gets them to come back.
That is how you get them to come back.
And I was coming back because the art was so good. I was like, I can't believe how well this is drawn this is. And I would turn, okay, I'll read one more. Okay, I'll read one more.
Yeah.
And I was like, curious, like, okay, how's he going to get clothes off this? Is it going to be something creative or is she just going to get changed for bed? Most of the time she was just getting changed and somebody would knock on the door.
Yep.
And she'd be like, just give me a minute.
Or she'd be in the bath.
Yeah.
And you get, like, she'd be in the bath and she'd be, he's drawing her breasts.
Yeah, he did sneak. I did notice he snuck some in even post-war years. I read like from 1940. I read like some 34s and some 47s.
What they call side boob.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I noticed at least one panel where there was front boob as well. It's funny how he kind of snuck it as if she's covered up, but she's not quite.
Yeah. Yeah, but a more permissive publishing environment in the UK, obviously, because this kind of shit would not fly in the US.
No.
The censors would be on them like a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and I can see, I mean, look, I guess it was a different time.
Yeah.
It was a different time, man. There's no internet.
Yeah.
Like, and I can imagine, like, you got young men and they're in this extreme situation, like, you got horny young blokes, I can imagine, like, this is something they really look forward to.
Yeah.
Will it happen this week?
Yes.
Will it just be knickers or is she going to get in the bath?
Yeah, absolutely.
Man, the way our grandparents lived.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I believe it 100%. I got that impression completely. And even the president, like I said, I was like, oh, is she going to fall over this strip, or what's it going to be this time? How is she going to be exposed?
So I got a couple of quotes.
Okay.
This Pett was interviewed in 1943, along with Freeman, I think. And this was in 1943. He said, the turning point in Jane's career when she became a success was when we turned her from a daily joke into a continuous story. In other words, when she was stripped in both senses of the term.
Okay, yeah.
And as I said, in the same interview, Don Freeman was interviewed. He said, we must have had the best jobs in Britain, Norman and I. Our whole purpose in life, our raison d'etre, was to think up ridiculous ways in which to get the clothes off a gorgeous woman.
Yeah.
In fact, the woman who was probably desired by the majority of red-blooded males in the entire world. And the best of it was that we were getting paid for it.
Yeah. So outside of that, I mean, there's very mild intrigue.
Yeah.
Like, who's the blackmailer?
Yeah.
It's just kind of this, a side thing. I think during the war years, there's a bit more drama around the Nazis and stuff, and secret messages or whatever like that.
So, as you mentioned, she finally got naked in some point in the mid-40s, in the middle of the war.
Yeah.
I've got 44, you got 43.
Yeah.
I believe she streaks through a dining room full of servicemen.
Wow, okay.
And this was such a big deal that it actually made the news in the US. At least one newspaper, the American Service newspaper, who may have published Jane.
Yeah.
That might have been where she was appearing. Roundup was the name of the paper. They made it a headline story. Headline, Jane gives all. It said, right smack out of the blue, and with no one even threatening her, Jane took off her clothes, I assume, a week ago. The British 36th Division immediately gained 6 miles. And the British attacked in the Arakan. Maybe we Americans ought to have Jane too.
Yeah.
That tells you something about... And allegedly, this is quoted, I again saw this quoted more than once. Winston Churchill allegedly described her as Britain's greatest secret weapon.
Okay, funny.
So you said we were going to talk a bit about it next week, and we will, but apparently the British Ministry of Defence pre-ordered advanced copies of the comic to give to submariners.
Oh, right, wow.
Because who would not have access to papers while at sea.
Wow.
While under sea for, weeks at a time or whatever.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, so it looms large. It has a huge cultural footprint, despite the lack of narrative quality to it. What would you say are some of Jane's character traits, her personality traits?
Exactly, what character traits?
I guess she's kind of plucky.
She is plucky. She's quite confident, self-assured.
Yes. She has agency.
Yeah, definitely. She reminds me a little bit of Barbarella, although she's more self-aware than Barbarella is. Barbarella was not aware of her own sexuality.
Right.
Whereas Jane is.
Yeah.
And she will use it to get her way.
Yes, that's true, yeah.
But she's not a vamp. She doesn't seduce people.
Yeah, yeah.
She doesn't use her body to get what she wants.
Yeah.
In fact, she's quite... She's almost progressive.
Yeah.
She gets a few great lines in the film. But essentially, she's very much of the very... Like, girls can do it.
Yeah.
Is her kind of attitude.
Yeah.
She's a spy. She's a private eye. She doesn't get in fights, but she does go into dangerous places.
Yeah.
And, tangle with other secret agents. I think she has a nemesis, like a Nazi nemesis. Another female spy. So pleasingly not that, aside from the very sexist fact that the comic is all about her getting her clothes taken off her, at least she's not a sexist caricature in...
That's right. She's not a
character sense.
She's not like ditzy. She's not dumb.
That's
really.
It. No, she was in the early strips. The Gag-A-Day ones.
I'd say she's more like hapless. Like her dog gets her into trouble or something, or she's more concerned about shopping and window shopping and things
she's
like that.
feckless. I think, in those early strips. But that's not what Jane's all about. That's just the way it starts. Jane is this adventure serial where her clothes are getting ripped off constantly.
Yeah.
But, it's hard to look past that. So you'd never call this a progressive comic.
No. And in fact, that's almost all there is to say about it.
Yeah.
Like, I really have very few notes. Beyond one or two personality traits, the fact that the stories are boring, and it's just about getting from one upskirt to the next. 3 or 4 days down the line.
And it's interesting that this is probably the earliest iteration of this particular phenomenon. The strip that exists for stripping.
Yeah.
There have been plenty since.
Yes.
Little Annie Fanny by Harvey Kurtzman.
Yeah. In Playboy, that was in Playboy.
In Playboy, yes. There was Wally Wood had one. I love a Wally Wood reference on the podcast. His was called Sally Forth.
Yes, that's
and that appeared in service newspapers and magazines.
And she was just running around naked all the time.
Yeah, Wally would like to draw naked.
Oh, yeah. They were practically naked anyway. They supposedly had clothes on most of the time, the way he drew women. But
you can tell what he was thinking.
I think didn't he design Power Girl with the boob window?
I hope so.
Okay.
And it's hard not to see that these later comics owe it something to Jane as kind of the first.
Yeah.
In fact, Don Markstein cites a probably apocryphal story that Kurtzman was asked if Jane inspired Little Annie Fanny, and he refused to answer.
Interesting.
Change the subject.
Yeah.
Let's talk about a shitty movie.
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. We start with Norman Pett drawing.
Oh, this is the best part of the movie.
Chrystabel Leighton-Porter.
When was the last time we had the artist in the opening scene? Or in the film?
Well, when we did Bringing Up Father,
he appears at the end.
He appears at the end and saves the movie.
Fucking crazy. You know what? I think the last time it happened was the Kid Sweeps, the Kid Stakes.
Kid Stakes, yeah, right. Well, this is interesting because at this point he's not drawing or writing the strip anymore. This is 1949.
Right.
So it's been taken over by Freeman and Hubbard. So he's just like Bob Caning the credit on this thing. He's like, put me in this movie.
Well, he did create it.
He did create it.
Although
it's interesting that there's no credit to the comic in the credits. He's there while they're showing the list of actors.
He is the credit.
He is the credit.
And we've got Chrystabel. So Chrystabel Leighton-Porter, the woman we mentioned, the model, she plays Jane in this film.
So we've got a bit of a like Samuel L. Jackson, Nick Fury situation where the model is now in the movie playing the character.
Yes.
However, her name is not in the credits. She's credited as Jane.
Yeah, isn't that strange?
They're trying to push it as like the real character.
Yeah, that is odd, I admit.
And it's weird. Throughout the movie, she meets people and she says, "I'm Jane," and they were like, "Oh, you're Jane, the showgirl."
Yeah.
Everybody knows who she's. There's a blonde woman named Jane shows up in Brighton, and everybody who meets her is like, she's like, "Hello, I'm Jane," and they're like, "Oh, you're Jane, the famous showgirl." Like, there aren't any other blonde Janes around. I guess she's that recognizable. I don't know, but yeah,
she was a figure of she was like well known.
That's right. But the movie is almost like taking place, I guess, in the world where Jane.
Yeah, because here Jane is. Yeah, you're right. It's almost it's a bit metatextual in that respect, isn't it? Because
they're trying to sell it that way.
She's not Jane the Private Eye or Jane the Spy. She's Jane the Showgirl, which is what Chrystabel Leighton-Porter was doing in real life at that time.
That's right.
Acting in music halls, or performing in music halls, I should say. So it's almost like a promotional film for her music hall shows?
Yeah, I think so, because she can't act.
No, she can't.
In fact, I don't think anybody in this movie can...
On her Wikipedia page, there's a citation-free quotation, so I'm quoting that with that caveat, where she basically says, "That film is a disaster because I can't act."
Got it.
But... You know, though, but the first scene, even though there's no credit with her name in it, we know that she's modeling.
She's posing for Pett as he draws her.
He's drawing her live, and she's modeling, so she's wearing a swimsuit, and she's holding a rolled up newspaper, which is a prop, and we get a dissolve into the world of, I suppose, the world of the film, where she's holding... What's she holding in the dissolve? Is it a spyglass, like a telescope or something?
Oh, okay.
So we get...
Yeah, so the drawing is of her in a Navy outfit.
Yeah.
With a telescope.
Yeah.
Right.
So she was posing for that in our world, I suppose.
Yeah.
And then we dissolve into the world of the Strip.
Yeah.
Where she's exactly who she is in the real world, except her name is Jane instead of Chrystabel Leighton-Porter.
Yeah.
Well, they just haven't thought it through.
No,
that's all. It's not meant to signify anything.
No, yeah, you're right.
They just haven't thought it through.
They just haven't thought about it.
No one's put any thought into this film.
Yeah.
The director was Edward G. Whiting.
Yeah.
Who was also the co-writer. The other co-writer was someone called Alfred Goulding, who, interestingly, was born in Melbourne and directed more than 180 films.
Whoa. Well, if they're like this...
Well, he only wrote this one.
Yeah, right.
And he spent most of his time in America, I think, in Hollywood, so he was probably just doing this one for quick cash.
Okay. So we cut to this music hall where she's doing this burlesque show.
Yep.
Jane...
It's literally her show. It must be literally the show that she did.
Yeah. And she goes backstage and she's like, "Okay, I gotta get changed now, doggy."
Yep.
Fitz, turn around. Immediately, with 2 minutes into the movie, she's in her underwear.
Yep.
In her slip.
This is exactly what I expected. Yes. An adaptation, so far so good.
Yes. I was like, boy, this is really like the comic. And there's a knock at the door and she's like, "Wait for me to put a robe on."
It's just like the comic.
This guy comes in, his old man named, his name's like Slade or...
Snade.
Snade. Okay, so Snade is this guy, he says, "I've seen your show 99 times. And,
it's kind of like this frail, old, genial little man.
And he says he found this bracelet when he was cleaning out some stuff, this diamond bracelet, and he wants to gift it to her because he loves her show so much. She's like, "Well, I can't accept it." He's like, "Please accept it." She accepts it.
Yeah.
He's like a William Hartnell type. He reminded me of him a bit.
Like a tremulous old man.
Yeah. Yeah. And she accepts it. He goes out. There's a stupid gag with this man in drag where he gifts that guy a back scratcher. Why? I'm not sure why this is.
Well, it's funny because he mistook him for a woman.
Yes.
That's it. That's the joke.
That's the joke.
That's the whole joke.
Yep.
Snade is really committing to the bit because he's not quite as innocent as he seems.
Right. I have a lot of questions about who he actually is.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, Jane's friend Tom also shows up backstage, an old friend.
So he's, I suppose, the Georgie Porgy equivalent.
Yes, but it takes the movie a long time for us to tell us that he's a detective or a police officer or a private eye or what this guy is.
Well, that's what Georgie was in the strip. He was
I don't know why he's not Georgie in this.
Yeah, I don't know either.
In the strip, she eventually married Georgie.
There's nothing about this film online. I don't... You know... This film's forgotten.
Yeah. It's
So, like-
Oblivion. It's comic book movie Oblivion.
Sure is. So I don't know if there was a licensing thing.
Right.
Who knows?
Or, maybe the writers only knew Jane by reputation. Maybe they're only looking at the pictures and not reading the words.
Maybe.
But this guy, Tom, is like, I don't know. She's like, hey, I'm judging a beauty contest in Brighton tomorrow, so why don't we meet there? He's like, cool. Now, she gets on a train now. Cut to...
a car.
A car.
Now, we've got the character Cap. He's called Captain something or other, but he's referred to as Cap throughout the film. He is doing some sort of dodgy handover with a bloke that gets in the car, who sort of asks him if you've got the stuff.
Yeah.
He hands him a shaving brush,
Yeah.
which he opens, and then what comes out, I suppose, is supposed to be diamonds.
Yeah.
But I couldn't tell what they were until he said they were diamonds.
Right.
Because the film quality is so bad, they could be literally... I thought they were drugs.
Right.
I thought, it's okay.
Well, I
What
kind of
is this,
figured
Ian?
this is some scheme that they've got where they're hiding diamonds in shaving brushes, bracelets, or some, I don't know. There was
That is what they're doing. They're
there's something going on
They're
here.
diamond smugglers.
Right. Now, we also find out that they are connected to... Later in the movie, we'll learn that they're connected to Sneyd. Like,
Yeah, this
Sneyd
is a big
the
reveal.
big boss.
He's a big boss. Well, here in the car, they talk about the boss.
Yeah,
I
but
figure-
then they say the boss isn't happy with the diamonds lately.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, don't worry, I got this big one coming in from the continent.
Yeah.
But I'm like, wait a second. Why doesn't he know what the boss wants if he's his boss? If Sneyd is his own boss, why isn't Sneyd telling Cap, hey, Cap, the diamonds aren't good anymore, you need to get better diamonds? Why is he hearing this third hand from this other guy?
Well, because the identity of the boss is a big secret. So he's working through intermediaries at the moment.
Oh, so this guy that takes the brush doesn't know that Sneyd is the boss of Cap.
I guess. The film's not very well thought out. But
No,
there's a shadowy boss
Yeah.
whose identity is secret.
Right, okay.
And he's a figure of dread.
Right.
Because no one wants to piss off this boss. He
Yeah.
sounds scary.
Yeah.
But you've already spoiled it, it's Sneyd.
Yeah.
Which makes no sense because he's a harmless little old man.
Yeah, he does pull a gun on a character later on.
He does.
Which is about...
And he does try this actor tries his best to be intimidating, but he's about 5 feet tall.
Yeah.
And looks like a strong wind would knock him over.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, Jane arrives in Brighton on the train. Her skirt gets caught in the train door as she's getting off. It gets ripped off on the platform. She's walking around in her underwear.
Yep. Yep, that happens.
Yeah. We're at about 3 minutes into the movie. We're at 7 minutes.
Yeah. Tom is meeting her at the station. He's driven up to Brighton, and whereas she's taking the train. And then, as you said, someone comes up and puts his coat on her.
Yeah.
I thought it was Tom as well, but no, it's Cap.
It's Cap, to protect her modesty. Tom comes up and sees this. He's immediately jealous. This is his whole thing, is he's super jealous. They're not in any sort of relationship, but
No.
he's constantly angry about other guys on the scene.
Yes, he's very angry. He's very jealous. He's very one-dimensional.
Yes.
He is jealous.
That's right, he's jealous. Cap is like, he's like, hey, you're Jane.
Yeah, everybody knows Jane. She's
like,
famous.
oh, you're the Jane, okay, the blonde Jane. There's only one in all of England, okay. And she's like, I got to return your
star.
coat to you.
She's a star of
That's
the
right,
musical.
she's a star.
Yeah.
She's got to return your coat. He's like, look, I'm going to that beauty contest tomorrow at
see you there.
at the hotel. There's some Tudor hotel, Royal Crown Tudor Hotel or something. He says, I'll see you there.
Now, while... Okay, I step back. Was this all planned?
Yeah. Yes. Big question. Okay, so Jane has this diamond which was given her by Big
the
Boss
bracelet, yeah.
Sneyd. The bracelet.
The bracelet. Tom... I think in the next scene, Tom looks at the bracelet. She's very proud
That's
of
later
it.
at dinner.
Okay.
They're at dinner later on, and Tom looks at it and he says, "Oh, that's fake."
Yeah, they're
and then he
paste
says,
jobs.
"Actually, I'm in town because I'm trying to track down this diamond smuggling ring."
Yep.
Oh, so it's connected. It's like a Hardy Boys novel where
Yes.
the two cases are connected.
Yes, it's like the worst Hardy Boys novel ever.
Yeah.
So, Sneyd, who we know is the big boss of the diamond smuggling gang,
Yeah.
has, while pretending to be a fan of Jane's,
Yeah.
goes to visit Jane in her
Dressing room.
gives
her the
gives
bracelet.
her a bracelet.
A fake
with,
bracelet.
With fake diamonds on
Yes.
it, fake paste gems.
Yes.
Which happen to be
Yes.
the exact size and shape of the gem that's being smuggled in.
Yeah.
That this guy Cap
Right.
who is a step removed from the boss, remember,
Yeah.
is going to have smuggled in. Now she goes, no, I suppose it's public knowledge that Jane is going to the beauty contest in
Okay, yes.
Brighton. So, is the plan, like, to jump ahead,
Yeah.
they're going to substitute... Hang on, there's more.
There's way more.
Okay, well, no, all right, but let's just stop.
This movie's only 55 minutes, and there's no way to untangle
Let's stop for now.
Okay.
But so far, it seems as though it's like...
It seems
Cap
like Tom was
planned to
waiting
meet
at the
her-
train
No,
station to meet... Cap was waiting at the train station to meet her specifically because he knows
Yes.
she's wearing the bracelet.
And Snade gave her that bracelet with the intent of her to carry it to Brighton
Yeah.
so that Cap could get it off her.
Right.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
All right, now let's move on. And we'll deal with the next knot when we come to it.
Okay, she's in room 69 at this hotel.
Well, hey!
Yeah. High five. When she walks out the door, the sign with the 9 falls down, so it looks like a 66. By the way, this was so... I actually think the screenwriters were only thinking about changing the room number to 66. I don't think they were... They could have actually made it from 68 to 98 or something. I don't think they were thinking about any implications of the number 69. But it really made me feel like, oh, I wish I was watching a Mae West movie where she was really, like, risque and... sexually powerful. It's like everything this movie is missing, but this is like a pure patriarchy movie. Like it's purely got these patriarchy blinders on, where it's all just looking at Jane's legs and all these other girls' legs. We're about to get the beauty contest sequence, which is just extended shots of girls' legs, and nothing else, and butts as they walk by.
Yes, that's a tough watch.
Yeah,
like drags. Like that sounds great, right? Looking at, but it's not.
It's not.
It's really not, guys.
This is not a Mae West movie.
No.
It's missing that sharp edge to it. It's just nonsense. Okay, so this 96 is going to turn into a thing later on, immediately, because there's a guy getting drunk down at the bar.
Yep.
And this guy has way too much screen time. I mean, you were complaining about the perfume of Cupidon, and slapstick in that. This is like 100 times worse. This guy, he's trying to pull his socks off and he falls on the ground. He accidentally goes into her room thinking it's his.
Well,
He thinks the dog, Fritz, in her bed is his wife.
And
climbs into bed.
There's way too much screen time. Yeah, he does some good drunk acting, but it just goes on too long, and it's not half as funny as the writs think it is. And
there's like cymbal crashes when he falls down. We get cymbal crashes on the soundtrack.
We cut from him to the beauty. Is the beauty?
It's a dinner. I think the timeline doesn't line up because
no, it doesn't, because we get the beauty.
First, there's the big dinner.
Yeah.
Or not big dinner, but Tom and Jane are having dinner, and he tells her about how he's looking for these diamond smugglers and so.
And we get another really long.
Oh my god.
Bit with the hotel manager.
Yeah. Or the restaurant. He's like the concierge at the restaurant.
He's credited as the hotel manager.
Okay.
He's an actor a musician actually called Edward Stanelli, or anonymously known as Stanelli, who had a career as a comic as well, which is why he gets so much screen time with these absolutely thudding bits.
So there's every line of dialogue in this restaurant is like like Tom says, "Do you serve crabs?" He says, "We serve everyone here, sir."
Yeah.
Imagine 10 lines of this.
10?
Absolutely dead.
Was it only 10?
It was a lot. And then Tom says, "I gotta find these diamond smugglers or I'll be in the soup." And the manager says, "Oh, you'd like to order soup, sir?" This is the kind of shit we have to deal with.
I think, this guy gets all this screen time, I think, because he had a separate career as kind of like a comic actor.
Yeah.
Maybe a musical.
Did he write his own?
I think he did.
These are like old vaudeville standards.
Yeah, they absolutely are. It's almost the joke is that they're terrible jokes.
Right. Yeah.
But less funny than that sounds.
Yeah. No. Yeah. They're awful.
He also wrote the score.
Right. I did notice the score guy had a top credit as an actor.
Yeah.
Right after Jane, he's at the top.
Yes. So I assumed like Leighton-Porter, he was just known on the vaudeville circuit.
Yeah.
I would like to open a tab.
Okay.
This is in lieu of trivia.
Okay.
I would like to open a tab on the guy that played the drunkard.
Okay, interesting.
This is an actor called Peter Butterworth.
Okay.
He was in like all the Carry On films.
Okay.
Playing different characters. He would be best known to perhaps listeners of the podcast, for his appearances on Doctor Who.
Oh.
Where he played the meddling monk.
No way!
Yes way.
Wow.
I think the first... I think it's canon now that the meddling monk was a Time Lord.
Yes. I think it was at the time, even. Was it?
I don't think it was clear.
Okay.
He was just someone that meddled in time.
Okay.
But it's canon that he's a Time Lord.
Yeah.
So I think maybe the first one that was not the Doctor to appear.
Oh my god. Okay. Wow.
So big deal. And I'll talk a bit about his life.
Okay.
He was, no bullshit, a war hero. As a Navy lieutenant, he was shot down over the Netherlands.
Whoa.
And imprisoned, he was in a plane, and was imprisoned in Stalag Luft 3.
Okay.
The most famous prisoner of war camp.
Yeah.
Because it's the one that The Great Escape is set in.
Yeah.
He helped plan the escape.
What are you talking about? He was one of the escapees?
He didn't escape.
Okay, but he was part of the planning.
He was an active... There were at least 2 escapes from Stalag Luft 3.
Yeah.
One involving a wooden pommel horse.
Okay.
And the more famous one.
Oh my god.
He was involved in planning both of them.
Oh my god.
He also imprisoned in the camps, the same camp, Stalag Luft 3, was Talbot Rothwell, who wrote the Carry On films.
Okay.
He and Butterworth convinced the guys running the camp, the Germans, to let them build a theatre. And Butterworth, who had never acted before he was a prisoner of war, would deliberately perform comedy routines badly so that the booing would drown out the digging.
Wow.
But wait, there's more.
Okay.
In 1950, there was a film about one of the escapes made called The Wooden Horse.
Okay.
This is an escape that Butterworth was involved in. He actually helped carry out this escape. What they would do is they would carry out a wooden exercise horse, for vaulting, out into the yards every day with a man hidden in it, and then he would dig.
Okay. Okay.
He would dig a tunnel, and then when they finished exercising, he would sort of cover it up with the same dirt so it didn't look different, and then they'd carry the horse back in with him in it. Mm-hmm. He auditioned for a role in this film, and the filmmakers rejected him for not looking heroic enough.
Oh my god. Wow. Incredible.
Yeah. So, I'm sorry you suck in this movie, Peter Butterworth, because you sound like an awesome dude.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that they give him these stupid pratfall cymbal crashes. By the way, there's a laugh track on this movie.
It only seems to happen
twice. It happens with the guy in drag.
Yes.
And it happens in one other scene later on, I can't remember which one, where some sort of pratfall happens, and it's not in a crowd or anything.
No.
And then we get
it just comes from
there's
nowhere.
Canned laughter. I've never
only
seen
twice
such
in the
a
movie.
thing.
Yeah, and I to me, I just did a double take. I thought, did I hear that?
Yeah, unbelievable.
I thought, mate, I mustn't have. I thought I must have imagined that.
I did too. The first time when it happened with the guy in drag, I thought, "Oh, that's just the crowd. That's just the crowd and the mingling in the hallway."
Yeah, or there's a show going on and they're laughing at a show.
And during
so it's diegetic, maybe.
Yeah, well, during the beauty pageant, the guy is making these vaudeville jokes, which are terrible. More terrible jokes.
It's the same guy. It's a fucking hotel manager.
Guy, and then there is some canned laughter in that. I was like, "Oh, that's for the audience." But then there's a scene later in the movie where
there's no one around and it's just Jane, I think, and she gives someone a witty come down or something happens.
Yeah.
Witty put down, and then laughter happens.
Yeah.
And there's no one there who could be laughing. It's non-diegetic laughter, and it's the only time.
Oh boy, think about the lack of faith you've got in your movie.
But the laugh track only happens like twice.
Yeah.
Or 3 times tops.
Yeah.
So as you say, the timelines don't line up because this drunken man is still trying to find his room all through dinner and then all through the beauty pageant.
Yes, now we have a beauty pageant, and we're still cutting back to this guy in the room at times.
So there'll be an excruciating scene with Butterworth. Then there'll be a really long sequence of the models just walking in a circle.
Yep.
It looks like a home movie.
Yeah. Yes.
It looks like you like your daughter's fashion parade.
Yes.
And you've taken the handheld camera along.
Yes. Yeah, it's so bad.
Incredible how bad it is.
And by the way, one of Cap's girlfriend is in this pageant.
Yeah.
I think her name is Ruby or something.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so.
Okay.
She wins.
She wins by we're told the judges made a unanimous decision.
But I thought,
Jane is one
I
of
thought
the
Jane was the judge.
Jane seems the only judge we see. Apparently there are
It's
other
unanimous because only Jane voted.
It's only Jane voted. But she wins. By the way, there's a plot line about a beauty pageant in that storyline about the seaside resort.
Oh, okay.
Where it's rigged. They need a specific girl to win, but she's too nervous to go on stage, and Jane takes over for her, and Jane gets wrapped up in this intrigue. Anyway, okay, Cap's girlfriend is there, and she seems... I don't know, but why did they ring Jane into this whole bracelet routine when the girlfriend could have done it?
Yep.
From stage one. Jane doesn't need to be in this
Well, we don't even want the girlfriend involved. Like, because she gets the bracelet later, but that wasn't on purpose.
That's right.
Yeah, you're right. This plot makes no sense.
We know the gangster's mole is, I think she knows he's crooked. I'm not sure. Maybe not, because she's surprised when Snade shows up and pulls a gun on her.
Yeah, she is.
But still, he could have said to his girlfriend, "Hey, you want to wear this bracelet?
Yeah.
And we'll go on a little yacht cruise for a while or something, and then come back and do the whole thing that way."
None of it makes sense. It could be... Is it because Jane is a famous person and thus less suspicious?
Oh.
But that doesn't work either, because when they go to the customs agent later in the film, they want to strip search her.
That's right.
And it's only when the man, intervenes and says, "This is Jane, she's all right."
Yeah, and he's like, and the customs officer's, "Oh, Jane, you're the Jane."
Yeah.
And then
so maybe that was the plan.
Lets her walk through.
We're doing a lot of work for this movie.
We are. By the way, personally, I do think that Ruby was more attractive than Jane and probably could have passed through customs.
Yeah, but she's not famous like Jane.
No, she's not famous. That's right. So maybe they are trading on her fame.
Well, this film doesn't deserve any favours, but we'll do it this favour. So the beauty pageant ends, Ruby wins, they go back to the hotel room.
They celebrate in the hotel.
Yeah.
And Cap, while Ruby is standing next to him, asks Jane on a date. You want to go on a date tomorrow night?
She's like really angry at him. She's like...
And Jane's like, okay. And Ruby's like, you have a date with me tomorrow night.
And he's like,
well, I'll go with you another time.
Okay, now what if Jane had said... Now this is part of... Was this planned? Because... Cap wants to get Jane out to sea.
Yeah, and his boat needs to break down.
So his boat breaks down. Well, he could have sabotaged it.
Yeah, sure, but that needs to happen. Like, he has to plan.
And then they need to be picked up by the Brighton ferry.
Yep.
Which needs to take them to...
The customs.
Where... And there's a guy on the boat as well, with the diamond.
On the yacht, yeah, on the yacht. On the ferry,
On the ferry, with the diamond. So he's coming into the UK.
Yes.
And he's brought the diamond, but they need to get it through customs. They can't just swallow it. I mean, you could definitely swallow it. It's not that big.
Yeah.
But I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but what they then do is they take Jane's bracelet.
Yeah.
When did they get it? I don't recall.
Oh, yeah, he got it off her somehow. Somehow Cap got it off of her.
Yeah.
And I missed this too. I was like, when did he get it? But later on, he gives it to her.
He does it off her.
He says it was like taking candy from a baby.
He pries off the...
Fake diamond.
The fake diamond. Maybe they just didn't show us that scene because they couldn't figure out how to do it. He pries off the fake diamond, which is the same size as the real diamond that they're trying to smuggle in, glues it on, and then gives it back to her. Now she's got a bracelet with a real diamond on it, but
why was she... See, we're missing a scene. Like, why was she like, oh, cool, thanks for giving it back?
Well...
Why did she give it to him in the first place?
Good question.
There had to be a scene where he said, you better let me hold on to that in case it gets stolen.
Yep.
And that seems
we didn't
to
get
be
that
missing.
scene. Yeah. He just took it, or maybe he picked her pocket. But
then when he hands it back to her and she doesn't say, how did you get this?
No, you're right, she doesn't.
She just immediately is like, thanks for giving it back. Thanks for holding on to that for me, basically, is what she acts like.
Yeah, why am I... All right, okay, so that scene's yet to come.
Yes.
They're back in the hotel.
Tom gets super jealous because this drunk guy's in the room, room, and he's like, you sleep with this guy, basically?
Are you going to sleep with him? And Jane gets a great line, why not call me a slut and be done with it?
Yeah.
I like, just fuck off.
Yes.
Yeah,
I love
good.
that.
Great line.
I did like that.
It's a good line. They go in, Butterworth is drunk in bed cuddling Fritz.
Yeah.
Fritz the Dachshund.
Yeah.
They kick him out. I think he leaves the movie now, thankfully.
Yeah.
And then the next day, yes, Cap takes Jane out in the boat.
Yeah.
The boat breaks down.
Yeah.
Ruby and Tom are like commiserating in their jealousy.
Yes.
They decide they're going to hang out.
So, okay, I have a question about Brighton. So if you go out on a boat in Brighton and then you come back, do you have to go through international customs?
No. Oh, so he could have just... But he had to get on the ferry with the guy who had the diamond.
Okay. Oh, so the ferry's coming from, like, Denmark or something, or...
It'll be coming from, like, France.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not a great plan.
Okay.
But, this is like... I mean, he has to hope he'll be picked up by, first, Jane had to come with him.
Yeah.
Then he had to fake a boat accident.
Yeah.
Then the ferry had to pick him up.
Yes.
Then he had to steal the necklace.
Yeah.
Then he had to get the diamond off the other crook.
Yes.
Put it on the necklace and then give it back to Jane without her suspecting anything. And then she needed to get it through customs without the customs agent noticing that it was a real diamond.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ifs.
Yes.
This is a terrible plan.
Yeah. Oh, yes. One
Also,
of the worst.
don't forget that Sneyd had to give her the bracelet way back in
That's
London.
right.
What if she'd left it in London?
What if her skirt hadn't been pulled off in the train door and she didn't need Cap to come up and put his coat on her?
He must have rigged the train door to rip her skirt off.
Yep.
There's no other explanation.
Yep. Otherwise, he would have no excuse to come up and start talking to her.
Exactly. He would have had to just hit on her like normal.
Yep. So they say they're going to have to strip search Jane. We don't get to see that.
No, we don't.
We get a stupid gag where the customs officer has been waiting to see the photo that will be taken, and it comes back and it's this cartoon X-ray.
Yeah, but it's a sexy X-ray.
A sexy skeleton.
Yeah,
a sexily posed skeleton.
Sexily posed skeleton. The customs officer,
okay,
played by an actor called Wally Patch.
Okay.
It is his second appearance on the podcast.
Okay, was he in a Trinians?
Good guess, but no. He was in Colonel Blimp, where he played Sergeant Clearing Debris.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah.
Do we want to talk about the Italian man at customs?
I very much want to talk about him. I want to talk about him.
There's a comedy set piece.
This is the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
This big fat actor with a beard comes in, and he's doing a terrible Italian accent.
Like a beard or just a Italian mustache? Italian mustache, I'm looking at.
Oh, okay. I think of him as having a beard because I recognise this actor straight away for reasons that I will go into after we discuss this unfortunate role.
So he's got this ratty old suitcase, and he doesn't want it to be searched by customs. And the customs guy's like, oh, well, we're going to search it, and they open it, and then they mark it with chalk to indicate that it's been searched so he can pass through, and he's very offended by this.
Yeah.
And he's doing this broad, it's-a-me, Mario type accent.
Why you mark up on my case?
Yes.
My beautiful
new
case. It's not new either.
Which is ratty.
And I bought it for 5,000 lira on the black market. Like he just...
And you mark it. This is a joke.
Because they're all crooks.
I bought it on the black market, and now you mark it.
Yeah, get it?
That's a joke. Get
That's
it?
The joke.
By the way, and then the lady customs officer comes up with the X-ray photo to show this guy. We think this Italian gag's done. No, this guy comes back. He's back for round 2. More of the same joke of his chalk on the suitcase.
It's awful.
And then he opens it and everything falls out. End of joke? Question mark?
Yeah.
Everything in the suitcase fell out?
And, okay, much like Butterworth, there's a story behind this actor.
Okay.
Not as big a story as Butterworth, though. Okay. This is an actor called Sebastian Cabot.
Okay.
Who I recognised immediately.
Okay.
Because he was in my very favourite episode of The Twilight Zone.
Oh, okay.
Called A Nice Place to Visit.
Which one's that one?
It's the one where the small-time thief goes to heaven and becomes bored with it.
Yes, okay.
Because he's really in hell.
Yes, right.
And Sebastian Cabot plays Pip.
Okay.
Who is his minder, and we later find out is a demon.
Oh.
Very memorable.
Yeah, right.
Very memorable actor, very memorable role.
Oh, excellent.
It's such a shame to see him in this... doing this awful performance.
Well, this is before...
Oh, yeah, long before. He's gone completely white in the Twilight Zone.
Yeah. Okay, now we get a shopping montage where Jane goes to the shops and tries on some dresses. We actually... this movie doesn't have that many of the lingerie negligee scenes as the comic does.
No.
And in fact, one of the things I found I was missing, and we're like more than halfway through it at this stage, is that in the comics, Because it's comics, they can draw her in a glamorous new dress every day.
Yep.
And she looks fabulous. She's always looking fabulous.
Whereas this,
we don't have the budget.
This movie's made on a shoestring.
Oh yeah.
So we can't afford to put her in fancy outfits.
No, and it's kind of missing that for me, which is to me was one of the appeals of the strip was how much care was put into the drawings of her clothing when she was wearing clothing.
Of course. Cap and Ruby have a kind of confrontation where essentially there's this sort of off the cuff remark that either Ruby or Cap makes, which is that I bet I would love you more if you had a diamond bracelet, or I bet you'd pay more attention to me if I had a diamond bracelet like Jane has. Yeah. And then the argument ends, and what Ruby does is takes herself off to Jane's room under the guise of looking at the clothes she bought. Yeah. But actually she wants to ask Jane if she can have her bracelet, which Jane then gives to her because she thinks it's worthless.
That's right. And it was just given to her by a fan who she didn't care about night before. Literally.
And she knows it's paste gems now because Tom's told her. She doesn't know that the gem's been replaced. Now you'd think this would be the plan.
Yeah.
But it's not the plan.
No, this was unexpected for Ruby to suddenly take this bracelet.
Yeah. It was Ruby going off script because of that fight they had.
Yeah.
Although she doesn't know it's a diamond either.
That's right.
She just wants a diamond bracelet so Cap will pay attention to her. Mm-hmm. Now, people are coming and visiting Cap and saying, the boss wants the diamond now. And Cap is very blasé about not having the diamond in his possession. Mm-hmm. He just keeps saying, it's with Jane. Yeah, it's fine, I'll just go get it. It's safe, it's with Jane, I'll go get it anytime. Dude, this is a hot diamond worth probably many thousands of pounds in 1949 money.
Yeah.
Like, go and get that damn diamond now.
Yeah.
I'm on Snade's side. It's like, get the fucking diamond.
Yeah.
But he doesn't. And
they decide that the bad guys decide they're going to abduct Jane.
Yeah.
Whole. Not just get the bracelet. They're like, just grab her. And we'll take her to this cabin next to the old mill. So they call her up and say, hey, we're doing
Is it because she's going to leave or something? There's some reason that they up the timeline.
No, I don't know. But they call her up and they're like, hey, this is a car company. We're test driving a new car. Would you look at test drive? I guess this is like they want a famous person to post on her Instagram about it.
They want her to sell the car eventually. Right. So she's used to this kind of attention. So she goes out and gets in the car, but they drive her to an abandoned house. Yeah. And then they drag her out the car.
Yeah. She's got Fritz with her, by the way, which is just like the comic. Yep. Fritz is always there.
Yep. Fritz is with her. They arrive and there's another great, she's really ballsy.
Yeah.
There's another great interaction where Sam's like, I've kidnapped you. And she's like, why? He says, that's my business. And he goes, now where's the bracelet? She says, I don't have it. He says, where is it? And he goes, she says, that's my business.
Yes. Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah. That's a good line. It's good, she has this really funny, smug smile when she starts to defeat them through this sequence.
She knows they don't dare harm her. So they're sort of panicking. Cap orders one of his goons to go back to her room and search it, where he promptly gets in a fist fight with Tom and knocks Tom out.
Yeah.
And of course he doesn't find the bracelet because Ruby's got it.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Ruby's in her room. Then fucking Snade shows up.
Yeah.
I remember at this point we just think he's like some old dude that gave her a bracelet 40 minutes ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, what's he doing here? No, I knew what he was doing there. I figured it out. Because we've been talking about the boss for ages. Of course, the boss has to show up. And it's Snade. And he's doing his querulous old man act. But then he asks to see the bracelet. She says, I'm not giving you the bracelet.
Yeah.
And then he pulls out a gun and goes, give me the bracelet!
Yeah.
Takes it, locks her in the closet and leaves.
Yes.
Now, that should be the end. He's got the bracelet with the diamond.
Yeah.
He knows about the scheme.
Yeah.
So it must have been planned all along? How did he know that Ruby had it? Why was he here?
Yeah. Yeah,
was he there looking for
No, did he
Cap?
see that? Did he see Ruby had it randomly? Was he coming to see Cap?
I think, that must have been what would happen, but it's all very unclear. What the hell was he doing there? He's secretive. He's not supposed to be at whatever, Jesus. Then, the next thing we know, he's being chased by the cops. It's never explained why.
Well, this is, why
he's being chased by the cops. We know why Cap...
Yeah.
So, Jane does, something clever. She tells Cap to go get her a cigarette or something, and he goes and gets her one. And when he leaves, she writes a note and tucks it in the collar of Fritz. And she puts him out the window, and then off he goes as fast as his little legs will carry him. We get some great shots of this little dog sprinting down the road. They probably sped it up because he's a sausage dog.
Yeah.
So he can't run very fast.
They certainly sped up the car chases, obviously, but I'm not sure about the dog. But they play the same musical jingle each time he's running, and it's the same length, like it cuts, the little musical sting starts and stops. That's when the scene starts and stops of him running. Do we want to talk about the maid that overacts, this terrible actress?
Was she one of the contestants in the beauty pageant?
Oh, was
I'm pretty sure she was. So the maid just performed
Did you see on
beauty
Wikipedia
and then went back to work.
that Leighton-Porter said that the budget was so low that they had to use her husband as an extra?
I did see that. I did.
So, who is this actress? This maid is... her line delivery is just hilarious. She's like... Tom says, "Can you bring up tea for two?" And she's like, "Oh, do you like some fancy pastries?" Like, and every line she delivers is like so eccentric
Someone's
and bizarre.
cousin or something.
Yeah.
So funny.
And this is when
She finds Tom's knocked out, and no, they've already fought, and now the maid's...
Oh, she comes back, and
you're right.
She tells Tom, "Do you want some pastries?" And he goes and he fights this guy. It doesn't matter.
And then he passes out. No. Then she shows up with the tea and pastries,
By the
drops the tray and screams...
Yeah.
Murder!
Yes.
Very completely overdoing it. She calls the front desk.
I love that when this at the cabin or the chalet or whatever where Jane has thrown the dog out the window, Cap doesn't remember that the dog was there. The other guy's like, "Hey, where's the dog?" And Cap's like, "What dog?" Cap earlier had picked up the dog and thrown it on the sofa.
Yes, he had. Yes, to show that he was the baddie.
Yes.
But he's forgotten about the dog. Well, he has a lot on his mind.
By the way...
Then they get down on the ground and start looking for the dog on the ground.
Yeah.
Like he's a dropped pair of... like a dropped contact lens.
Yeah.
It's...
Okay, sorry, I cut you off about the front desk call. Witnesses emerge, calls the front desk. Front desk guy's got like, "Hello?" And he's like, "Oh, yes, yes." And then finally, she's like, "There's been murder." And finally, his face draws murder. Like, it takes him forever to figure out, is this a gag?
It is a gag.
And then, as they run up the stairs, a pie falls and falls on someone's face. You got a pie in the face gag as well.
Apropos of nothing. Why was there a pie?
Yeah.
You just got to have a pie in the face gag. Incredible how lazy this movie is.
Yeah. Okay, but Tom has not been murdered. He's alive. And
then
just
Fritz
then Fritz shows up. They've seen the message.
They call the police.
Yeah.
The police hone in on the cottage when they're looking for Fritz on the floor.
Jane goes berserk with the plates. There's this
this
cupboard of plates, and she starts throwing plates at the bad guys like crazy. She empties the shelf.
The room's only about 4 meters long.
Yeah.
So she's throwing plates at them from about 4 meters away, and instead of just stopping her, they cower, then they take a step forward, then they take a step back.
Yeah. But I did like that she was defending herself.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's got gumption.
Yes. And this is when the cops are showing up, and they grab her, and they try to escape with her as a hostage.
Yeah. Yes.
And
in the car, we get a line which I don't know if it was a bit or not. We see a policeman talking into the radio, saying, "Alert! We're on the lookout for 3 armed hoodlums, and they have a girl. Girl is wearing white shoes. That is all."
Oh, it would have been a movie joke if she was in her underwear.
Yeah.
But she's not. She's fully dressed.
No. So is it just a nod to the fact that Jane is often naked?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if I want to give the film that much credit.
Yeah, no.
It could have been an accident.
But at some stage they get desperate and they throw her out.
Well, because these are old cars. Old cars. Because this is like a very small car. They actually say it's too heavy. They said we need to jettison weight.
Got it.
So they throw her out. She rolls down the hill.
Yeah.
Then
the craziest thing happens.
Then Sneyd, who, as I mentioned, is being pursued by the police for no reason. Yeah. Maybe they found Ruby and she told them.
Well, they seem to think that they know Sneyd has the bracelet somehow.
How would they know that?
No, they shouldn't know, but it seems to be, because afterwards they're like, "Where's the bracelet?" After,
that's it.
It's a debrief.
Sneyd drives past and throws the bracelet out of the car.
Right, same exact spot.
At the same spot, and it lands in Jane's hands. Yeah. And she's like, "Oh, my bracelet."
Yeah, like what a great coincidence.
How could this happen?
Yeah.
Why? Also, why would Sneyd... I mean, Sneyd wants to get rid of the evidence, I suppose.
In her mind, Ruby has the bracelet.
Yeah. But why
and now
would
it's
Snade...
come out of the sky and landed at her feet or in her hands.
What is Snade thinking?
Yeah, he doesn't want to get caught with the evidence.
Yeah, but it's worth a lot of money.
Yes, I agree. Usually in a movie like this where there's something precious, the bad guy will do anything to protect it, not get rid of it.
Hide it under somewhere in the car, put it under it, bury it.
Yeah.
Oh, he's being pursued by the police. Swallow it?
Yeah. But anyway, the two bad guy cars end up crashing into each other conveniently. Another convenient thing that happens. Mm-hmm. Everybody goes to the police station.
Where were they going? I guess they were just trying to get away from the police.
Yeah.
In completely opposite
Somebody
directions.
did go up a shortcut, and somehow they banged into each other.
Oh, yeah, and the sign said shortcut.
Yeah. Main road shortcut or something like that. So at the police station, everybody's being rounded up. They're trying to figure out what happened. Jane shows up. She looks fine. She's had a change of clothes, in fact, I think. Mm-hmm. And she shows up. She's got the dog. She's got the bracelet. And then it's the end.
We get a little bit of dialogue where the police say, "We've been looking for the boss of this gang for a long time." Meaning that Snade is the boss, of course. Snade looking very... He's like half the size of these guys.
Yeah.
Oh, well, But this actor just can't do threatening or...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like John Hurt when John Hurt went from avuncular to terrifying in that... in the Hercules movie.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
I mean, it's not really fair comparing it to John Hurt. But...
Yeah.
Anyway, and then Jane's skirt falls off at the end.
Oh, yeah, because she has to actually... She can't give her statement right now. She's going to come back and give it in the morning. The desk sergeant says, sure, okay, come back in the morning. But we've already got an establishing shot that somebody is standing on her skirt.
And she stands up.
And she stands up, her skirt falls off, cut.
Well, it doesn't cut because she turns around and flashes her ass, basically.
Oh, that's right. She bends over and shows her butt. And then we get the end. Yeah. And then we get a drawing. I think was there a drawing of her? Anyway.
I don't know. I turned it off.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a terrible, terrible movie.
Yeah. One of the worst.
Yes. This is, really awful.
Is it worse than Veronica?
Well, look, nothing's worse than Veronica.
Yeah.
But when was the last time we asked worse than... Well, we asked, was Regular Fellas worse than Veronica? Is this worse than Regular Fellas?
Yes.
Well, that was a quick answer.
Yeah. This was, except for one or two lines of dialogue, this was a chore.
Yeah.
Even with the bad sound, and I mean, this is me, it's not any other listeners of our podcast, I found the accents hard to understand.
Right.
Even when they were clear through... By the way, it's not just the bad sound, like it's the mix. Like that music hall scene, that opening music hall scene, the music is blaring.
Yeah. Oh god, it's so bad.
It's blaring over the dialogue. And then we gotta hear these people say, "Bonjour!" And you're like, what did this guy say? Over this music, and we're trying to listen to this guy explain, "I found these diamonds." I was like, what? What is happening in this? Anyway, yeah, so no, the plot is incomprehensible. The gags were so unfunny, painful, absolutely painful.
Yeah, not funny.
Written in an afternoon, jokes stolen from elsewhere. Everything was work.
I have no trivia.
Okay.
I just know that this movie was cheap as hell, but you can tell that by watching it.
Yes.
Yeah. And it was almost certainly not a success because it's terrible. And if anyone went to see it, they'd go and see it hoping to see Chrystabel Leighton-Porter's tits.
Yes.
You don't get to see those.
Yeah.
So I imagine word of mouth spread, and this film is gone. This film is just a really crappy, lame sex comedy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Without any of the jokes or...
Do we think it's like... What's like the genealogy of like the Carry On movies? Like, is this somewhere on that family tree?
Yeah, well, those are sex comedies as well.
Yeah, but I mean, was there some other predecessor of those movies?
I'm sure.
In British comedy history.
This film must have been, because this film is described as a sex comedy on like the British Film Institute website and things like that. So that implies they certainly don't say it was the first,
right?
Which implies that there's a lineage.
Okay, got it.
Of kind
preceding
of like
this
risque.
Yes, got it. Okay. Okay.
It feels very English, kind of actually. But this is just a terrible example.
Yeah.
I would like to have a final, in lieu of trivia, I would like to have a final diversionary tab.
Okay.
This time about Norman Pett.
Okay.
Okay, Norman Pett born in the 19th century, I think maybe 1881. He fought in World War II and was gassed.
Whoa.
And was invalided out,
Okay.
but suffered from health problems for the rest of his life because of
Okay.
that. He drew the very first comic adaptation of Animal Farm.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
And do you know who scripted it?
Who?
It was Don Freeman.
Oh, interesting.
But no one knew. No one knew this.
Oh.
Because it was commissioned as war propaganda
Ah.
by the Information Research Department of the British Foreign Office.
Okay.
It was commissioned as anti-communist propaganda
Uh-huh.
for overseas publication only.
Ah.
This is fine. This happened because, you know, the animated film, the 1955 animated film.
Financed by the CIA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now we have a comic predecessor financed by the British Foreign Office.
Yeah. Interesting.
It was printed in newspapers around the world. Brazil, Venezuela, certainly, maybe Burma.
Okay.
But
So it was
no one really knows. Yeah.
Okay. Huh.
And this was completely forgotten until the files were declassified in 1998.
I love that.
Long after
Yeah.
Pett had
Yeah,
died.
50 years later, yeah. Wow.
Yeah, but yeah.
Wow.
And you can see panels from it.
Yeah.
They're online.
Okay.
On the Reddit, I can post the blog post from the National Archives, the British National
Yeah, I'd love to
Archives,
see that.
mention it. And even on Wikipedia now, the the Wikipedia article for Old Major, who's the Lennon character in Animal Farm, they actually use Pett's art for that.
Oh,
now.
great.
So it's survived. It's lived on.
Yeah.
On Wikipedia.
Yeah. Okay, let's rate these things. These comics, I can't recommend them. I do recommend having a look because they're really well drawn, but they're hard to read. I can't believe I got through 2 whole stories, but again, I was propelled by the artwork. I think.
Yeah. It was just determination that got me through them, essentially.
Yeah.
The early ones are super lame.
Yeah.
As you say, the art's good. He sure can draw.
Yeah.
And he sure did get some beautiful models to base Jane on.
Yeah.
I assume, because she's very comely. But maybe next week's ones, the World War II ones will be better, but these ones I can't really recommend them because they're not well written, and I really shouldn't be recommending a comic that's just about stripping.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, that's true too. The movie, do we need to say we've already done our Veronica vote?
A horror.
Yeah.
Really one of the worst things we've ever done.
Yeah. We've had a rough year, I will say, this year. But this is up there.
I always said that about Regular Fellas as well. But this is... I cannot believe this got made.
Yeah. And it's really interesting that it's like, it seems too late, like the fire was not hot anymore.
Yeah,
the iron was gone cold.
Yeah, Pett had moved on already.
Yeah.
The war had been over for 4 years.
This needed to come out 5 years earlier.
I just don't understand what anyone thought they were doing.
Yeah. Well, they didn't know.
They just dashed it out for cash.
100%. Yeah.
And maybe Chrystabel Leighton-Porter thought it would be good for her music hall career.
Yeah.
She just was happy to get paid.
Yeah, yeah.
She's in her mid-30s by this point.
Yeah, yeah.
But, like I said, she was Jane.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
She was a very beautiful woman. And even when she died at 87 in the year 2000.
Right.
She was born in 1913. And you see pictures of her towards the end of her life, and she was still a very striking woman. So it must have been really cool for those old servicemen when she came out to their reunions and anniversaries and stuff.
By the way, remember those last 2 Jungle Jim movies, Johnny Weissmuller was called Johnny Weissmuller. Yeah. So we've got kind of similar...
It's kind of similar, isn't it? Gee, those movies were terrible too.
Yeah.
Okay. It's been no more movies from before 1950.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't have that many more on the list.
No, you're right. And so we've had some good ones as well.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Then.
Yeah, absolutely we have. Okay, so adaptation.
You know, I haven't thought hard about this.
Initially I was like, yay.
Because
the first 5 or 10 minutes it was
stripped.
kind of working. But then I think she's I don't think she has the right personality somehow. She's a bit more...
I don't know. I think they...
Maybe, yeah.
I think they kind of get that right because she's quite fiery.
Okay, that's true.
She sticks up for herself a couple of times.
That's true, actually, yes, and the plates were good. And
she always knows where she's going and what she's doing, too. And she doesn't let Tom tell her what to do.
You're right.
I liked that.
Yeah.
Even though, God, a bit, and then, of course, she does get her gear off a bit. That was pretty tame.
Yeah. It was a bit like the comic, I guess. And, the way it got ripped off. Also, she looks the part.
She was the model.
She is the part.
Longest she was.
Yes. She is the character, so...
But why? What are the votes for? What are the reasons for nay? Why would we?
You know what? It's not a nay. It's a yay. I've realized, because you're right, that her personality is right for the part.
Fit.
And the lameness of the story is pretty much like the comics.
Oh my god, yeah.
I mean, the comics aren't any better.
I mean, you said something that made me think a nay might be the right vote, but I've forgotten what it was.
I don't know. It might be... Well, it might be the lack of glamour. I think that's definitely
the outfits and things like that. The fact that she doesn't change outfits.
Yeah.
Well, they had no money.
So
they've... look, I think... I think I've got to say yay.
Yeah. It's... Because really, what is the comic strip? It's just a well-drawn excuse to see this girl's legs. What is the movie? It's a poorly filmed excuse to see this woman's legs.
Yeah, well, the adventure serial is poorly written.
Yeah.
The characters are not very good. They're caricatures and stereotypes.
Yeah.
Here, the characters are not caricature. Well, we have a caricature in a stereo. We have that Italian caricature. We have a ridiculous vaudeville performer doing his routine. Mm-hmm. It was non-stop.
Yeah.
I'd have thrown my glass of water over this guy. I'm just trying to order dinner, and everything is just a bit.
Yes. Yeah.
I feel, he said, I'd really like a steak, because I'd wanted a steak since 1939 or something.
Yeah.
What?
Well, yeah, what does that mean, even?
I've been pining for a steak since 1939.
Yeah, I didn't get
What's
that.
What's the joke?
No.
Just give me your fucking steak!
Yeah.
Yeah, it's yay.
Okay. Please like, rate, review, subscribe, and share. You can contact us through the email address, which you can find in the show notes, or you can send us a DM or leave a comment on Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, Threads, YouTube, or Reddit. All those links are in the show notes. And please join our Patreon at patreon.com/comicbookmovieoblivion. All one word. That helps us with hosting fees, and you can get our spin-off podcast, Comic Book Movie Apocalypse, exclusively on the Patreon for the next few years, at least, I think. Next week, we're going to do the 1987 Jane and the Lost City. There are a couple of familiar faces in it.
Really?
And you can find it on YouTube. However, I bought a DVD of it, which wasn't great.
Right.
Quality. Even the DVD wasn't great quality, but I ripped that and I uploaded it to the CBMO Theater channel.
Great.
And that should be a higher res than the other ones that are on.
It hasn't got a copyright strike, I hope?
No, because there were already two existing, so
right,
it seems to be fine. Yeah.
Excellent.
And we'll read. There was a whole book that came out called Jane at War. So we'll read as much of that as we can stomach, I think. And that's it. See you next week.
See you next week.